Welcome to Futuristic Tech Trends. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for notifications.
So this was a bit of description of an explanation of how Android the toolbars work in the activity. Now, as we have added just in our login key these toolbar icons, the logic that was added behind the click was selecting one of them, or the click of these toolbar icons was just these two toast messages, or just like showing some pop-up messages. Now we can add some intents here and call different activities. For example, we can call one login activity, and we can maybe call another add contact activity when the add contact icon is clicked. So let us now create two new activities. Go to new activity, and we have here a list of activities: basic activity, bottom navigation activity, empty activity, full screen, login, navigation, drawer, settings, and tabbed. So let us click here and click at the login activity in our, so activity name is login activity, activity login layout, and sign in, and just click finish. And this login activity is added to our project. The Gradle project is synchronization is in the process. It will just rebuild, and the resources have this layout activity login layout that we can see how it looks like. It will show up when the synchronization of the Gradle project finishes. So now our login activity is showing. Let us create another activity and just name it contact activity, or we can name it as contact activity. I think we should there is nothing like contact activity here, so just click on empty activity and name it contact activity, contact contact activity. Activity underscore contact will be the layout name, and backward compatibility app compact. So app compact. So package name is lectures broadcast. This is the same in this project is in this package. So just click finish, and we will have now another activity. Just click on the resources, go to the layout, and click on activity underscore contact. It should be changed like this. Unzoom it and make it a linear layout, or let it be a constraint layout. We just need to add a text view here, and just that shows that this is a contact activity. Where is the text view? Not this. Yeah, this plain text. Just drag it here and just, because it's a constraint layout, so connect it from all the sides, from this way as well, from this side as well, and from this side as well. So it's now in the middle, and just add the text as, double click here and change it to contacts view. That's it. Control S, save it, click anywhere else, and you will see this. So now we have both the activities. Now instead we should go to our main activity, and instead of calling these texts, we can also text box, but we can create an intent. What an intent is, we will tell you later after we finish. Intent is a class in Android, and so we create an object of this class and create call login intent, as the name of the variable is equal to create this call login intent, call login activity login, we can say login intent, it's enough, yeah. And then new, then call this constructor of the class intent, and into parentheses. First of all, you have to give the calling activity name, main activity dot intent. So this is our source. From the main activity we are going to the login activity dot class, you can say. And the next we should just start this activity using start activity function, and in the start activity function we pass the intent. We don't have an array of intents, we only have one intent, so just pass this login intent to the start activity, and this start activity will then start this login activity. So we are going from the main activity to the login activity in this case. Now simply copy paste this and add it below this, and change the name of the login activity to add contacts activity, add contacts intent. And then from new intent, first activity is main activity and the second one is contacts activity. And so contact activity dot class. And now you have to add here the intent in the start activity function, add context intent, and that's it. So this is it. Now we will explain this later. First I show you what happens. This, when we click on the login key icon, our main this intent class is going to take us from the main activity to our destination activity, login activity. When we are going to click on the add contact icon in the toolbar, this add context intent that we created here with this object new intent, that is going to take us from the main activity to our contacts activity. And we this is just to declare from the source to the destination, from which activity to which activity we want to go. And this start activity function, which is then past this add this intent as argument, is going to call our destination activity it, and then we describe a bit, or I explain you a bit what actually an intent is and for what purpose it can be used. We have already talked about it before, but now we'll talk in detail about it. Emulator has come up. The app is going to launch soon. So that's it. Now we'll click on the key and this will open the login activity. Okay, yes, see, so login page is visible. Now we go back, because the problem is our toolbar is not visible on the login page. Now we click here and we'll see that the context page is visible. So context view is visible. So this is working. Now we have to go back, and that's it. So this is an explanation. The problem is when we clicked on our login activity like this, the login activity appeared, but this toolbar icons were not there. So we have to. This is because we have only we are only kind of inflating our main menu inside the main activity, and our these two are also there. We have to, in order to make our Android toolbar icons visible in all the activities, and in these cases as well, we need to define a base class that is then extended by all these activities. We can do it right now. Let's click on new Java class. Let's say this is called a base activity. Click OK. This is our Java class. Now click on the main activity and this should extend app compact activity. Copy this from here and paste it here, This is asking to add this package Android support v7 app, and click OK. So that's it. Now we simply need to copy from the main activity these two on create options menu and on option select menu, these two functions for our menu items inside the toolbar view. We copy them, Control C, where we have this return true at the end. Yeah, because this is the whole function. So like this, just cut it from here, go to the base activity and simply go inside this class and paste these two functions, Android content, intent, and view, menu item, and toast. These packages will be added to your, and then do this. Now instead of the main activity, we should have our first activity as the base activity, this class where we are in right now. So we got to replace our main activity everywhere. Control C, hit copy and paste. So replace the main activity by the base activity because we are no more in the main activity. Paste it. Now the problem is that the main activity will no longer have the toolbar. So we go to the main activity and we call here extends base activity, because the base activity already extends the app com activity compared, so all the functionality will be available in main activity. And now we call this as well here, like extends base activity, and we also go to the contact activity, and instead of app compact activity we can't call base activity here as well because base activity is already extending the app compact activity. Now if we run it, all our activities should have the toolbar, and if we click on them, they will take us to the activities they belong to, these icons. I mean, if we click on these icons in the toolbar. So let's see. So that's it. Now click on this icon for the key and you see the login activity will come up, the page, and that's it. And you see we still have our icons here now visible, and the name of the activity is sign in. Now if we click here, we should go to the contacts activity. The add contact page should be visible, and this is the contact view, that is this contact view that is visible. We have receiver test here, and that is it. So this is how the intents work. Now we describe what actually the intents are. The intents are actually, they are actually used to call activities. They are also used to call, like from one activity you can call another activity by assigning an intent to the start activity function, and this intent should sorry, the base activity, the cancel, the intent should then correspond to describe in its arguments that from what is our source activity from which we are going to the next activity, which is our destination entity, sorry, activity. So, and the intent is not only used to call other activities, they are also used to call brought to call services, different services, for example alarm services, etc. And they're also used to pass the intents to the broadcast receivers, and we can describe them in a bit. There are two kinds of activity calls, explicit calls and, sorry, the intent calls, explicit and implicit. Explicit means that if the activity is like, which activity you want to call, so you define it by the name here. And the implicit is something like you don't know the name of the activity. For example, when you want to call certain functionalities like Google Maps, etc., you use then this kind of implicit activity calls to to define sorry to call different activities, and this is implicit call, you know.
That was awesome, thank you.
Please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for notifications.